to get at you with another video in the Smart Dreams model, how to transform trauma into resilience. The first video we spoke about being the driver, helping young people go from codependency to being the driver of their lives and actually being confident to make decisions, right? So today, I want to talk to you about, or in this video, I want to talk to you about relationships. There's a lot of relationships in young people's lives, especially when they're in the foster care system. You got the case manager, the supervisor, the foster parent, the judge, the guardian ad litem, the attorney ad litem. So many people, the doctor, the therapist. It's a numerous amount of people. And so as a young person in the system, we often misunderstand the relationships in our life because we feel victimized or we've been abused and we're living in survival mode. We come into the system demanding things to be fixed, not just our families to be fixed, but the things that we want in our life now to be fixed. And at Dash, we teach our young people that that's an unrealistic reality, to think that the system is going to fix everything in our lives. It's not true. The system has a place in our lives that makes sense for us in our family situations, or as I say, in my own personal situation while I was in the system. It's not just all about getting my family fixed, but it's about helping me understand that my family has some challenges, I have some challenges, and if I keep being not unaware of these challenges, and in the future, I'm going to struggle. So the relationships, how you break down relationships, or how you should be breaking it down in a young person's life. And I'm talking about young people, teenagers, 13 plus. We focus at Dash on 16 to 23, but this can be used for any teenager who's out there ready to make their decisions on their own. And sometimes they're making them out of insignificance. They're making them out of insecurities. They're just making them out of lack of confidence and or unawareness of the knowledge and the education for what they need to make a decision on. So relationships, getting back to that. Relationships have to be defined as a safe team. Everybody in our life has a purpose. And the people that are around us, closest to us, are in our life for what? To help us be confident, to feel safe, so that we can go out in the real world and do what we have to do. And so what we define as safe team at Dash is 4 things. Exactly that. SAFE stands for SAFE. S is all about your support team, the support people around you. Support members can be mom, dad, family. It can be the case manager, because the case managers are put in place to support a family while they go through abuse or while they go through a transition into a new opportunity of life, right? So support. We often get this confused, and I mean young people in the system, we often get this confused as our case manager is also supposed to be the A, the accountability. The only thing the case manager is supposed to hold us accountable to is getting reunified with our family or getting permanency with a new family in the system. They're not here to be put in place to help us be an athlete, to be a professional, to be all these things that's going to make us thrive and be self-sufficient. But it's often get misconstrued because young people and case managers have close relationships or end up getting close relationships, like everything's supposed to be on this case manager. So when the case manager doesn't do something, the young person lashes out. That's a false reality. The case manager can't do everything. So you have to sit these young people down and break down these relationships so they understand. Accountability members. You have your support members, you have your accountability. Your accountability members are going to be your mentors, your coaches, your therapists, your doctors. These are the people that are meant to put in place to hold us accountable. For coaching, they help us get to a destination. For mentorship, they help us become more aware about a topic or something that we want to do and fulfill. A therapist, they're there to help us be accountable to our mindset, the way we're processing things, the way we're moving. A doctor, accountable to our physical health. A therapist, a doctor, a mentor, a coach, these are not people that we let all of our emotions out. Well, therapist is. But a coach and a mentor, I often see that a lot of young people, when these agencies match young people with mentors and coaches, they get drained. Not because of the experiences they're having, because the coach, mentor, they love to connect with the young people. It's that that young person doesn't know the role of this individual, and when they come in their life, they put everything on them. That's a lot. I used to put the mentors and the coaches in my life at fault for when they wouldn't want to be there for me after I would put all this on them. But now understanding relationships, that wasn't their role. I can't be upset that they decided to distance themselves because I was putting a lot on them. Yes, it can be hurtful. Yes, it can be sad. But I have to understand the role of that relationship. I can't just do that. I have to build out a team around me that keeps me safe in all areas of my life when I'm making decisions, right? And so F, we got faith. All of these other relationships are all external. The only thing that truly matters in this world is, why are we here? I'm not saying you have to believe in God. I'm not saying you have to believe in a certain religion. Well, I am saying you have to believe in God because you have to believe in something. There is a creator. But I'm not saying you have to believe in a certain religion. But we have to understand that there's grounding in faith. There's grounding in having a higher purpose. And so no matter how successful we come, we're going to hit a relapse at some point if we don't have grounding faith in something. And so your faith team is there to help you understand what that purpose is. That's your spiritual leaders, that's your pastors, that's people involved in faith, religion, spirituality. That's that group of people. Now, that group of people you can be a little diverse with. You can put emotions on, you can just have some fun with. It depends, but you have to know your relationships. And again, you have to break down, if you're the professional or the parent in this young person's life, you have to break them down. And I'm not talking about just walk by, hey, that person there to support you, hey, that person's there to hold you accountable. No, you have to sit down and have a tangible meeting and bring awareness and wisdom to the education of the relationships. Last but not least, the E, entertainment. We all got to have some fun. We just can't be all out here working on ourselves, working on the world, working on everybody else. We got to have some fun with ourselves and our friends and our family, right? And so entertainment category is for that. You put the young people's friends, their associates. Don't say, hey, that person's no good for you. Let them make that decision. Say, hey, that person is fit for your entertainment team. If you want to go out, have fun, you want to go do whatever you got to do with entertainment, then that's what you do. And you compartmentalize their relationships and their people in their life into these roles. And if you do that, watch what I tell you. Smart Dreams has been active now for 2 years. It's been longer than that. It's my life story. But Smart Dreams has been a model that we've been using in our housing program for the last 2 years. And everybody know, if you come across me and ask me about our housing program, the last time, which is about a few months ago, our retention rate is a 92% rate. And that is because our young adults are not wanting to leave. They're wanting to definitely bicker, fight, and argue because we're pressing a lot of buttons, not intentionally, but putting pressure on them to make decisions and to feel the things you have to feel when you go through making decisions. And so we have a lot of conflict, best believe. But when that conflict arises, it tends to slow down because now they're thinking about higher level purpose and why they're here. And that this situation is only a small part of the bigger picture. So again, this is just a peek into the SAFE team. The SAFE team has so much more to it. We have trainings available. We're doing public trainings now to the community to educate them on our Smart Dreams model. And we're also doing one-to-one coaching, group coaching, and just support for families, parents, professionals, people in these young people's lives, because it's hard out here. Deal with a young person, they're learning not just from us and our wisdom, but they're learning from so much of the world. And so it's important that we surround these young people with SAFE teams, because one person, there's a saying that one person will change a child's life. Yes, that is true. They will change a child's life. They'll help them they'll help them feel grounded and connected. But one person will not make an individual successful. And so I think we have to understand that one person will help a child feel happy, feel confident, and take that next step to success. But it's a lot more people that need to be involved. It's a lot more processes that need to be involved. I'm a big fan of Joshua Shipp. And his quote is true to fact. And everybody in the world uses it now. One person will change a child's life. But then that one person needs support. You can't just say one person will change a child's life and then leave them by themselves. It's not how this works. We got to create a safe team around these young people, safe team around our communities, and understand that relationships are important. Relationships will be able to be nurtured and be able to thrive when we have more than one person in the picture around this young person, and when people are working collaboratively together for that young person. And I don't mean staffings, I don't mean judicial reviews, I don't mean all of that. All of that's for the courts, all of that's for agency outcomes and perspectives. I'm talking about a safe team that focuses on a young person, helps them be safe, not just externally in the world, but mentally, physically, socially, emotionally. And all of that comes from purpose. All of that comes from resilience. Once you have purpose, then you can be resilient to keep pushing through all these things. And best believe, therapy didn't happen for me while I was in the foster care system. I would push so far back from therapy, you couldn't put me in the same room with a clinical person. But best believe, when I aged out and I started hitting them roadblocks and I couldn't accomplish my dreams, I couldn't keep a job, I'm like, hold on, something's wrong. And then best believe I went to get therapy. So therapy works, but therapy has to be integrated in a person's life journey, not just because you diagnose them and assess them and then put them on the path of clinical treatment. It doesn't work like that, especially with young people in today's time. So thank you, everybody. Smart Dream CEO. Tune in. More videos coming to you. If you want some trainings in your community, get with us. We got some fabulous engagement activities going on around the state. So support us. Thank you all.